Alright, hello and welcome to another Why Would You Use. So, today we're going to be talking about the Fragor Prime. So, this obviously just released. The stream last night, we acquired this. Thank you very much to Canik for giving me the handle for this weapon. That was very, very nice of you. And it's the reason I was able to make this Why Would You Use today instead of later, which is incredibly helpful. So, thank you for that. But let's talk about this thing, because this thing is really good. It does obscene damage. Like, honestly, obscene damage. So let's just look at the base stats of this thing. So the base stats of this thing, you got 35% critical chance, which is already ridiculous. But then, you also have a 2.5 critical multiplier, along with already very high damage. The downsides to this weapon, compared to its others like the Jet Tag that are not on this screen here, because obviously you can see that like they have some like minor damage differences. The critical changes are huge, and the Jet Tag is a little bit faster. But the really big important thing to note between the two of these is that the Jet Tag is way longer than the Fragor Prime. It's about twice the length in terms of like range that you can increase. So with primed reach, where on the Jet Tag, it's really nice for hitting huge groups, on the Fragor Prime, it's almost like required. Because you like hitting more enemies and building your combo faster is so good on the Fragor Prime that it just becomes a thing that you're always going to want to do. So I figured I would go over that. But yeah, the Jet Tag is still a good weapon because it hits so many enemies, and that's the good thing about it. But let's look at this build. So this is a no Forma build, and I am planning to add Forma to this weapon. But it's totally fine as it is right now. I think that most of these mods are pretty much just auto adds, with the ones not being auto adds being like these three, I guess. Organ Shatter, Body Count, Pressure Point, Blood Rush, and Berserker. I feel like if you don't have these five, then the weapon is like just going to be markedly worse. And like for me, I think Prime Reach is that. If you don't mind like the shorter range, then Prime Reach probably droppable for you, and you can put in some other stuff. And then Life Strike. I'm going to be using this weapon on Warframes that already have ways to heal themselves and like keep themselves like in the fight. So dropping Life Strike and putting it in an Elemental is going to be really good. And obviously Virulent Scourge would be bumped up because this weapon doesn't have a ton of status. Would be bumped up to like Fever Strike, for even more damage to be multiplied. But let's just get to testing this thing. This thing red crits a lot. So you just build a little bit of combo, and then you're just in red crit city. You have gone to town, things are red. It's just really good. Like, it's a good feeling weapon. It's a hammer, so it's got the good move set. It starts out a little slow, but you berserker so fast due to your crit rate that it's a really powerful weapon. So let's just get this started. Yeah, this weapon does a lot of damage. Also, it has momentum, which is always worth noting. Let me get rid of these ancients. There we go. And one of the other really nice things are its slams. Really good slam attacks. Has a very nice range to it. Oh, that guy's vaporized. But yeah, you can see like you get really good damage. Like this is with one elemental and just like a basic damage mod, just because your crits are so good. Like that was a 91,000. It's very strong. It's a very strong weapon. Like that was nothing. Like these enemies just get vaporized once you build up some combo. Like you are literally just vaporizing them. They stand no chance. Just because the damage that you're outputting once you're red critting at this multiplier with a melee weapon, it's just overwhelming damage. And like once Berserker gets going, you're at a really good speed for just murdering. The big thing here is like just those critical stats are so good. It's just obscene, like, honestly. And like, if you're playing as a Warframe that already has a way to heal themselves or has like other functionality for staying alive, like let's say Wukong, and you can drop Life Strike and form of this thing a bit, and then you're bumping that up to like Fever Strike and Fever Strike Shocking Touch for corrosive damage on armored enemies, or Fever Strike and Northwind for viral on unarmored opponents using corrosive projection. It's just over. Like, enemies, like, you will just, there will be non-stop red crits and enemies will just be slain. Like, it's so much damage that you can output. Like, it was, if you're the kind of player that's not even like doing, like, generally like, oh well, I'm gonna go to like 100 waves in T4 defense, even if you're not a player that's doing that, or specifically if you're not a player that's doing stuff like that, this weapon clears just all the content in the game, like, minus a catalyst. You don't even need a catalyst for it to just obliterate things, because you only need like your crit mods. Like, this weapon could clear like up to probably, like, let's say like LOR, it would be fine in, like, for those levels, if you were just rolling Pressure Point, Body Count, Organ Shatter, Blood Rush, and Berserker. Or, like, even minus Berserker. You probably don't even need, you probably just need Body Count, Blood Rush, and Pressure Point, honestly. And it's just, it's ridiculous. It's such a good weapon. And it's got the best drop rates of all the stuff that came out in the Vauban Prime release. So, go get this thing. Because, it's very nice. I'll see you guys tomorrow.